Couch Co-op. Couch Co-op. Couch Co-op.
Hello, Couch Co-opers, Couch Potatoes, and Couch Codependents. This is the 173rd Couch Co-op show, the greatest video game show in the world. We are a group of close friends sharing our love of gaming with you. I'm Ian, along with Jared,
Video games.
Aaron,
And stuff.
Scott,
Working it hard.
and we're at Matt's. If you haven't noticed, welcome, Matt. Hi. Woo! Remember, you can be a part of the conversation by leaving comments and questions over on Twitbook, Instaface, and Gramtur at Couch Co-op Shows, all one word.
No hyphen.
You can find our podcast wherever they are sold, or just go to couchcoopshow.com. You can find them there. Also, try following us on twitch.tv/thecouchcoopshow, where we stream live our show every Monday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, like we are right now.
So, Aaron, do you say no hyphen just to feel part of it?
It's his thing.
Oh,
You know, like how rappers, you
Train
have like
monkey.
someone like spits a little something.
Think of me as the Flava Flav.
a little flavor.
okay.
You know, it's just a little,
Like I said, think of me as the Flava Flav minus a giant clock on my neck.
everyone they all kind of chime in at their points. You know, that's what they do. They're the flavor.
Okay.
All right, we have a bunch of housekeeping to get to first. If you listened to our show last week, or you hadn't listened to our show last week, Andrew Lockhart was on of Rockhart Clothing, and he's offering a promotional code. If you enter Couch Co-op at checkout, you will get 15% off your order, and that is going on for another
Wait.
month and 3 weeks.
Oh, that was really
Oh,
nice
right.
bag.
Okay. Great.
So
a T-shirt.
get a T-shirt or a hoodie or some Jerry got some pins or something.
Got himself a little
Sweet
swag.
Yeah.
Some turntable mats, all kinds of good stuff. And you go to rockhartclothing.com. That's Rockhart, ROCKHART, clothing, CLOTHING.com, rockhartclothing.com, and just peruse the products. And yeah, use the promo code Couch Co-op, no hyphen, and yeah, get yourself 15% off. And
Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I got some cool rupee pins from Legend of Zelda.
and Jared's really got a hold.
Yeah, my mic is jacked. A couple of cool rupee pins from Legend of
Yeah.
Zelda, so I like them.
And we'll keep promoting that on the podcast. I kind of want to leave this. I mean, this promotion will be for listeners, so I didn't want to like just drop it on Twitter and have like random people. I don't know. I feel like it's more fair for our listeners. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But
Thanks,
we'll keep doing that.
That's great.
Also, we have 2 entrants for our prize bag
my
giveaway.
God.
Only 2.
That's right.
I did make some changes to what's happening. I think last time we talked about this, it was 2 different prize packs. I said, fuck that. We're just gonna make it all one prize pack.
Nice.
Because we're only getting it says we have so many listeners, but our listeners are lazy or something. They don't want to get in. I'm sorry to insult you, listeners, but listeners, come on. And so I made the entry into the giveaway easier. So you just have to follow us on one of our social media accounts. If it's Twitter, if it's Facebook, if it's Instagram, or if it's Twitch, if you just follow us on one of those and then use the hashtag, one of our hashtags, John Mellon Thighs, or all one word, no hyphen. Use one of those hashtags, and you'll be entered in to win the drawing. And then we'll announce the winner on the April 8th show. That is the show where Dave returns.
Yes.
So it'll be a big
Yeah, you got
celebration
people.
show, big celebration show, and we'll announce the winner. And then we'll draw a winner. We'll announce them, and then I will ship it off to wherever that is. Okay? So yeah, again, any of our social medias, you don't have to do all of them. Just pick one, the one you like the best. Go to our, follow us on there, and then use the hashtag John Mellon Thighs, or all one word, no hyphen. Super easy. Free stuff, free video game stuff. You get a Tomb Raider diary, a Tomb Raider pen. You get a
Devil May
t-shirt.
Cry lanyard.
Oh boy, Tomb Raider, so much fun.
2 lanyards, and then and you get that Mighty Number 9 T-shirt.
Oh yeah,
And,
super
and
small.
don't worry, Scott will pay shipping.
And I might throw in. No, I'm gonna pay for shipping. I'll pay for the shipping. Unless it's in a fucking foreign country, and then Scott will be helping me pay for.
It will help.
But at this point, it's only been people in the United States that have 2 people. So the chances are good. I will throw something else in. It'll be a surprise, but I will throw something else in too. All right, so that's that. And then we have another thing.
Another thing.
Where is this at?
Things are good.
So I have been notified that Bill the Bard will be in town May 20th
Yes.
for our show recording. And that show
Awesome.
we're going to have to schedule at my place because we'll be doing a big kind of springtime barbecue couch co-op show thing with Bill the Bard.
I'm still waiting for that Bill the Bard rendition of the Couch Co-op intro.
Here we go. This is where this comes into.
Oh, okay.
Bill the Bard has offered to perform a live song on the show,
Awesome.
but a challenge has been thrown down to us, unfortunately.
Oh man.
What's the catch?
So during the month of April, so in that whole month of April 1 to what, April 30th, is that? is the
Yeah, I
30th?
believe you're right.
The Couch Co-op crew is tasked with streaming 100 hours.
Oh man.
All right. Well,
If we hit 100 hours in the month of April, Bill the Bard will sing an original rendition of a song on the show.
Okay.
Done.
It's a date.
Yep.
So that breaks up to
I
about
need to get on
20.
my shit
That's
now.
like 20 hours each. Obviously, Dave will be roped into this as well.
Yeah, Dave plays at least 20 hours of Just Dance
Exactly.
a week, so look at his
So basically, we have
Daughter.
basically if we stream an hour a day, we'll be fine. I understand that some of you guys maybe won't be able to do it, and I'm willing to pick up the slack. I have not a problem with streaming, but this is what we've been tasked with.
Cool.
So that is the Bill the Bard challenge.
Okay.
Cool.
Start tonight.
All right.
All right.
Well, no, we
It has
start
to be in
April.
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 It's all of April.
Start
April 1st. April 1st. Yeah. So and what I'll do is then I will go just to make sure we're legit. I'll go to each one of you guys' pages on Twitch, and I'll just keep I'll keep track of the hours. I will do that myself. You guys don't have to worry about it.
That's so generous.
I know. Well, it's
So nice,
a lot of things have to go on to make the show run, and
Yeah.
if I didn't do them, they wouldn't happen. All right. So that's
yeah,
our.
kinda
That's
like ours used to be.
Yeah. Oh yes, Milkman and Reverend.
Hey,
Nothing died.
well,
I was dead.
it might
That's
still
a-
work if Matt drove or something. Maybe it would still be
Hey,
going.
I met you over halfway.
I know, but it's hard. All right. Anyway, comments and questions. First off is Tony Death. We'll do his comment first. He left a little funny comment. He says, "Okay, so when's Dave coming back? I mean, I don't miss him or anything." Tony, you're such a sweetheart. All right,
Lying.
he's lying. Who knows what he's? I don't know. I think he does miss Dave. You can only make fun of Dave so much for not being on the show. You have to wait till he's back on the show to make fun of him again.
Yeah.
All right. And Tony's question is, what was your first online multiplayer game? Tony's was Halo 2.
So I did a
Okay.
little research on this because I saw how quickly he responded. So I guess it's a
Yeah.
easy question.
Oh.
Like multiplayer or like dial up? Are we going with like 1v1 across a telephone line?
Yeah, so I traced back. Mine was, I guess, Legend of the Red Dragon on a BBS system, and that was interacting with other people and leaving messages on a bulletin board. But then it moved up to Duke Nukem 3D on dial-up,
Right.
and then I think the game I really got into was Phantasy Star Online for Dreamcast, where we had our own clan.
See, that's
We
legit
actually organized.
multiplayer. See,
Yeah,
that's
I think that's the first true multiplayer for me, where we had Rag Rappy, little group chat, and we had our own little section time where 7 o'clock, you get in the lobby, we're all getting together, and I mean, to this day, the game still holds as like one of the just purest games that could play both offline and online. I liked it.
So is that what we're going with? Like truly, like a game that has
Yeah.
multiplayer. Like, because I
You
didn't
could
play.
dial up Warcraft 2, Tides of Time. That was
Well, that's what I was thinking. I
Multiplayer.
played StarCraft on BattleNet.
Yep.
But it wasn't called multiplayer. I don't think.
no one. Yeah,
Um,
there's no online scene. You were just in the game.
and I did Rise of the Triad, not Duke Nukem, but I did Rise of the Triad. Same apogee. Anyway,
dial up.
dial up, killing people. How about you, Jared? What do you?
The first one that comes to mind, because I got into online gaming when I first moved to Portland, was Ultima Online. That was back in '98, I think is when that was. So it's been a couple days, but yeah, Ultima Online. Kind of tossed in there with my console debut was Bomberman on Dreamcast.
Oh.
I played online with some friends.
Aaron?
I'm gonna have to say Final Fantasy 14: A Realm Reborn. That was my first true multiplayer
MMO.
experience. Yeah, it was the very first one. I mean, I played with you guys, but that's like couch multiplayer, which is a good one, but it's true online experience has to be Final Fantasy 14. I made so many new friends on there as well as play with you guys, which was awesome too. And it was nice because, we all got to play together and kick some ass, take some names, get some good armor, get some good weapons.
So
and
you played no like Halo 2 or Call of Duty multiplayer?
I did play. I only mainly played Call of Duty and Halo with my friends. I did play Reach online with people, but I gave up after the first couple rounds because not only when you lost. They fucking just talk mad shit about you in there. It's
But see,
like,
then you did do it. So he's saying first.
well,
He's not saying favorite.
Yeah.
yeah, my favorite am
Burst.
Okay. All right. Do you remember the first game you played on multiplayer online, Matt?
I think it was WoW.
Oh, you did WoW?
Oh, I didn't know
Wow.
that.
I didn't
How long
either.
you did WoW for?
I
Okay.
did it for like 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
Holy shit!
Damn.
Wow. Wow.
Wah wah.
Okay. That must have been when I was in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
a
it
first
was-
for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Oh, shit. What were you? What was your alliance and everything?
Horde.
Of course. I expected nothing less.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Awesome.
I can't like that multiplayer game where you're playing against other people that I don't know.
What's your first?
I mean, I did dial up Rise of the Triad. I did dial up Doom.
Ooh.
And then like obviously StarCraft. But if we're going into like multiplayer, I feel like the first multiplayer game I remember playing like on the PlayStation Network with PS2. We did Battlefront, Dave and I. So maybe that's my first. We played against a bunch of PC characters that just kicked our ass. So
My first would have been Twisted Metal Black, but that's what fried my.
that was early PlayStation.
Yeah,
modem.
it fried it big time.
yeah, I never played multiplayer on because Dave had the network adapter. So
Yeah.
It was janky. I think there was like early tested. I played frequency and amplitude, and you could customize your character, but it was just like there's very little support for it, and it maybe worked, maybe didn't. Like you couldn't rely on it consistently working. Dreamcast was pretty solid though.
I remember back when I was really big into ripping Dreamcast games off the internet.
Everyone did.
But I was looking for some stuff, and I found for PS2 you could get Netflix mod. You could install run Netflix on a PS2.
That's awesome.
That's
with the
pretty
network
cool.
adapter. Anyway, I always wanted to try it, but I just never bothered. Anyway, thanks for the question, Tony, and we will move on to the next one. Bill the Bard. Speaking of, he has a question here. First video game crush: Samus, Peach, Princess Peach, Link, and Bill says that his was Samus. Puberty.
Yes.
And it's like, okay. Yeah. Anyway, so video game crush. Your first video game crush?
Yeah. Mine, it was a toss-up between, Samus and Super Nintendo because he could do some pretty sexy special moves where she actually comes out of her suit.
That's funny.
And Celeste from Final Fantasy VI.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Yeah. Back in the day. Teenage boy.
What do you guys?
There was a Nintendo game called Tombs and Treasure, and there's this green-haired anime girl. I always went for the anime cinematics, even if it was just the opening,
Well,
and the
they're
rest of the game looked
well
like it just
done.
like cheese, just horribly bad graphics. If the opening cinema was detailed anime pixely graphics. It was cool. So yeah, Tombs and Treasure, the green haired girl, I forgot her name. I think that's
That's
that
cool.
could just be Terra from Final Fantasy IV.
sure. There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
Final Fantasy,
Green hair.
6.
No. Yeah.
All right, Aaron.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
Zelda from Legend of Zelda series. Gorgeous.
those
pixels are so hot.
Them pixels. Them pixels.
Well, I was gonna say Lulu from Final Fantasy X, but we said first, so Link.
He's coming out.
No, Zelda. No,
Matt, you might get your chance.
no.
No, I'm good. I got one. Thanks.
How about you, Matt? You have a video game crush ever?
Link.
Probably.
No, actually, I never really had a
You
video
never
game crush.
considered it?
No.
That's right. Kratos.
Really? Kratos?
I feel like it'd be Kratos.
Nathan
No.
Drake.
Forgot about that one.
Yeah.
I have one. So if we think about like back into the point where like actually, oh, that's kind of hot, and it's like, and it kind of influenced who I played, that character who I played during this certain game. I would say that like on the Super Nintendo, I'm gonna go with Cammy on Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My booty.
Cause like when she turns around, it's just like that little thong action going right there, and
Mhm.
Okay,
that's
I-
naughty.
Now I remember. I rescind my Zelda and go.
Rescind Link.
No, you can't have her. She's mine.
Fine.
You
I'll
can
go-
have Chun-Li or
yeah,
something. You
I
can
did like Chun-Li.
or Blanca.
Chun-Li.
Chun-Li was.
Give him Sonya.
No, Chun-Li. That
Them thighs.
them thighs for days.
Sonya Blade from Mortal Kombat.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks for that question.
Good one.
All right, and then we got this new guy who posted on our Instagram. He posted
Instagram.
a bunch of questions.
Awesome.
Wow.
How many is a bunch?
Like 4.
Damn.
Wow, that's a
episode?
bunch of
Yeah,
questions.
thanks
Yeah,
for,
it's a bunch of questions.
Thanks for the content.
and I was kind of
Yes.
like, well, should we say them all?
Might as
Yeah,
well.
why not?
Why not?
Speed run it.
So anyway,
Speedrun.
Speedrun. Wait, is it 4 or maybe it's 3? Yeah,
Ian's
I'm
still
sorry.
learning to count, guys.
No, he had. There's 4. There's 4 posts. He must have accidentally bad internet or repeated one. Anyway, this is Briar on Fire pod. I guess he has a podcast. Briar on Fire.
Oh.
Hey, Briar on Fire.
Cool.
Hi.
Anyway, best thing and worst thing about video games.
Mm.
I can't think of anything worse.
They're fun, and people are toxic.
Yeah.
Games are good, audience bad.
Last question.
Games good, people dicks. Move on.
Yeah.
Are there too many shooting games? Should there be more genres?
Yes, yes.
What else could they cover for genres?
I don't think there's too many shooting games. I think there's
No.
not enough good shooting games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want different things to shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
But
tired of
aliens,
shooting zombies.
humans, zombies.
Zombies
human.
and
Just let us shoot more people.
and no more military shooters.
Yeah,
No
I'm tired
more,
of shooting
please.
people.
We're playing about zombies.
Fine, shoot animals.
Quiet down, Matt.
I had a great game. I had a great game, like a shooter game, just before we started about VR. But I'm not gonna spoil it here because I think maybe it's a good idea. Everyone else here thought it was funny, so. But yeah, I think more genres. Can there be more genres of games?
Oh,
I don't
there
think
will be. Yeah.
so.
I mean, there's a lot of games that are going the passive way where you don't actually kill things. So
I
that's
suppose.
that's
Rappa
nice.
Rappa.
Like you can play No Man's Sky without
I
killing
guess
anything.
Battle Royale is a new genre.
Yep.
Yeah,
And it's kind of a shooter of
I just
land.
don't know.
All right. And then we have his last one here is do video games desensitize people to violence, promote violence in real life?
Well,
This is the question.
I got a good chime in on this.
Oh.
So this weekend, my friend Sean visited from Jacksonville, and his kids are nonstop on the phone, either downloading apps or playing apps.
Yeah.
And I mean, they got a simple little game that you basically just kind of shoot and kill instantly. And he said they are not phased, like they're completely desensitized. He said they
Wow.
watched it, and like that night, his kid came in and said, "You'll float too." And it
Oh, what a creepy thing to
that's funny.
say at
That
nighttime.
would
That's a
freak me out,
kid.
man. So yeah, they're
Kids are creepy
desensitized.
sometimes.
They watch
No
it
offense.
like it's just like a funny movie, or they're just like yeah, I think there is desensitization
Yeah, I think
from
there
the
is too.
exposure because they're so
yes.
young.
Yes.
Back
They're
back when we
young, but
back when we were
nowadays-
kids, we were playing games, blowing stuff up, and it was just a bunch of pixels and crap like
Yeah.
that. But now
yeah,
it's also
Nintendo
realistic.
Blaze
so-
censored all the even Mortal Kombat had like
Yeah.
sweat.
And parents need to be a lot more careful with
Yes.
what they show their kids these days. When I was young, I could play any game on the NES, and it looked
It's
goofy,
just blocks
whatever.
and death
so
blocks.
yeah, so just be careful, parents.
Here's the thing. Yes, I think it's all it. I think it is. Yeah, like you guys are saying. I think it's completely anything. You can be desensitized to anything from anything. Yeah, whether it be violence or sex or anything, food. I mean, all kinds of things. It's all comes down to discipline, like, and how not just like your parents' discipline, but like self-discipline, like not being addicted to things or but where was I going with that? But once you what I'm saying is when you've been raised properly and you know the difference between right and
Yeah.
wrong, I don't think violence in video games makes you want to be violent.
Yeah, no, there's no correlation
No.
Yeah,
either.
I think
I'm-
once you're past that stage of learning, of understanding, then but I think there's that point where you just you throw kids into something and they just there's just violence and they're just around violence and they don't know right and wrong. The
Right.
violence is the way. Then that's where anything they watch that's violent or anything is now promoting violence because they only see violence, and that's an upbringing thing. That's not a game isn't inherently promoting violence only because people haven't learned that person hasn't learned properly, I guess, to look at it as violence, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've done an episode on way back. We probably should we should probably
Yeah.
do it again someday. We
Mhm.
haven't done it. In a
Someday.
while.
Yeah, times keep changing. And,
Yeah, and we did that whole
Life lessons
ESRB.
on the couch.
Hey,
Right
Ron.
on the
Oh,
couch.
hey, Captain Ron.
yeah.
Captain Ron.
Hey, Captain Ron.
Where have you been?
Yeah, we haven't talked
We haven't
to him
talked to you.
forever.
He was single last time we talked to him. Now he's married.
That's what I saw.
like 4 more kids probably, and all
A
kinds
whole
of stuff.
litter.
Yeah.
Who knows? Anyway, hey Ronnie. Ronnie boy. Okay, that's our questions. Thank you, Briar on Fire.
Right on
Yeah,
fire.
thanks.
And he has a podcast,
Fire.
so if you check out ours, we'll
Good
probably
questions.
maybe we'll check out yours.
Yeah.
I'm assuming yours is a video game podcast, and if you listen to this, you can reply, or maybe we'll listen to it. We'll put Scott the Man on the Briar on Fire podcast.
On the podcast Field Tech.
We'll judge you harshly.
Yeah.
Totally will.
Scott's
And
our
rate you 5
street team.
stars.
Right.
And also
Hey,
follow.
Mappy Man has a question.
Mappy Man
Oh,
is
I'm the one. Me.
Oh,
he's just
He's-
replying.
gotta. Haha.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Okay. Let us see where we go from here. News and rumors. Rumors and news. Oh,
So
time for some
much good
news.
stuff.
I'm just going to run through this because we don't want to talk about any of this. Happy 25th birthday, Elder Scrolls. Looks like Anthem's so crazy good. #1 game for February and BioWare's second highest launch behind Mass Effect 3.
Congrats.
Google Stadia is the gaming future as long as you have good internet. Apple not to be left out. Announced Apple Arcade. Konami Anniversary Collection. Cuphead is coming to Switch with Xbox Live support. My friend Pedro finally gets a release window of June 2019. Call of Duty Bro goes mobile. PlayStation Directs. State of Play was today. No Man's Sky VR and
Yes.
other stuff
Yes.
announced. Sony will no longer give full digital download codes to retailers. Death Stranding hits critical phase. Rumor. Wall Street Journal says 2 new Switch models out this year. Do any of you want to talk about any of that?
The two Switch models are actually going to be one's an upgraded one with additional features, one's a lesser, which they've already confirmed vibration is taken off. So I think they are definitely going like a route of a 3DS, but with Switch capabilities.
Right, like a
And I'm happy with that.
basically,
like, I don't need vibration.
connoisseur model and children model.
Yeah, which is perfectly fine. It's great as a handheld system.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Oh, yeah.
less little functionality at a cheaper price. I'm cool with that.
Let me know when you come out to Dave's next, Ron. What else was cool in there? I mean, you know, the PlayStation thing, State of Play, they had their first episode today. A lot of VR titles. Kind of Sony's really sticking to VR, which is
I'm very excited about No Man's Sky VR.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Looks like Anthem's still crazy good, so we don't have to worry about those. Look like they're gonna keep. EA is gonna let them keep supporting it, even though the game has had a really rocky start.
The only game I've had luck buying a digital code for is Super Mario Bros. U that I got for the Switch recently was from Best Buy. The last time I tried that was Astrobot Rescue Mission from Green Man Gaming, and it completely failed because they didn't get many codes and they had to cancel everybody's orders.
Well, it makes me think that Sony's probably going to, probably going to start allowing gifting on PSN,
Yes, please.
and then
Nice.
because you'll still be able to buy PSN like cards, like the money cards. So
Yeah.
like you just buy that, and then you could buy or like gift a code or something. A lot of people I saw that were kind of up in arms about that, but it's like, why? Why does that matter? I don't know. People are weird. Anyway,
From the state of play, I liked Jupiter and Mars. It's two dolphins that swim around the Cosmosphere. It looked very much like Rez and Child of Eden, but it's not by the same studio, so I like that.
Yeah,
New
it
teams are
looked
coming in
interesting.
with different ideas that look similar to stuff. Concrete,
Genie.
Genie, the painting game.
Yeah, it
I
looks
like
really
it,
good.
but I'm kind of weird about the whole Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer talking. Like, it looks like that claymation from
No,
back in the
interesting. Oh,
day, but they're
goodness.
just like, I don't know, it looks silly, but also like just a very pretty game. Also, I think they said later down the road also going to be VR, which would suit
Yeah.
that world better.
have a VR
that you-
mode. I don't know about actual like complete story VR. It's just said VR mode included. So who knows?
Brad
Could be anything.
Stevens did have a question pertaining to Apple Arcade. He wanted to know our opinions of this Apple Arcade announcement. I don't know if you guys know what this is, so I'll explain a little bit about it. Apple today in their announcement, they have like billions of games on their App Store, and a lot of developers feel like their games get lost. So Apple is starting this like subscription service, and there's like 100 games on there at the start. Basically, you pay a monthly subscription, and you can play all these games for free. Basically, well, not free, but you're paying to play all these games, and you can download them, and then you can play them offline. So like if you're on a plane, it doesn't require Wi-Fi to like play them or anything. So I guess because Brad was talking about how Another Eden requires a connection or something.
Yeah,
Like he couldn't play it on a plane because
it couldn't check the
it
servers
couldn't
for
check this.
updates or
Yeah, it
anything.
couldn't check.
Yeah.
So there's like a lot
Yeah.
of, so this is like but at the end of the day, I don't really play mobile games that much, so it doesn't really affect me. It's not something I'm really interested in. I think Apple's gone the way of old people, so that's kind of where I'm at on this. Like, it's just something they announced. Like, I mean, what games? I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't bought an Apple product since 2006.
Yeah.
So I don't
me
care
either.
really.
Yeah. I mean,
Not an Apple-friendly podcast.
I have an iPhone. That's about my only Apples these days.
Yeah.
I'm thinking upgrading to Apple, but not the 10.
I'm allergic to apples.
And then, I mean, I do think I
I
do like the No Man's Sky VR thing. I think it's really cool that this company I don't know how, they must have sold so many copies of this game to just be able to, like, keep updating this game. So,
Well, I wonder after every update if they just keep selling tons
More?
more
I'm
copies.
sure
and
they
keep
do.
Selling.
but VR's got to be one of the most requested things, and they've probably been working on that forever.
I'm really
Really.
curious if it's going to boost their sales or if all the people that already have it are just going to, okay, cool, I can play it in VR now.
Put the bucket on your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love putting the bucket on my head.
I don't.
I haven't put the bucket on since a long time ago.
I thought you always run around with a bucket.
No, it's a football helmet.
Oh,
Oh. And speaking of a bucket, the only one that beat it this week, Aaron Stell,
Yes.
Finally.
Final Fantasy 15.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, tell us about this beat.
It was a long, grueling beat.
Oh,
Fortnite,
you're
I
making
tell
it
ya.
sound bad.
It wasn't bad. I liked the ending. It was just so long. I felt like it was when I thought the ending was over, the credits are rolling, and then there's more. I'm like, okay, you guys are pulling a fucking Marvel right now. This is bull. But and then
Well, people like the Marvel endings.
why
yeah, the idiots said, don't though.
well, no, I like the Marvel movie endings that at least pertain to a sequel because it's what
Wait,
they do.
didn't you vote God of War like your game of the year? Wasn't there an ending scene on that?
Not no, I don't think no.
Yeah.
That one didn't. I feel like you actually had to do that though, but that's different though. That one actually, there's a sequel coming to that, but this one, it's Final Fantasy 15.
They could do 15 too.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
Why not?
I gave up on God of War. What was the end?
Thor shows up.
Thor shows
Ah,
up, yeah.
Okay.
But no,
Well, you did kind of kill his sons.
Take that.
yeah, he did. But no, I don't know. Just something about that ending and that one just bothered me because it looked like it was completely over. The credits rolled, and then more came, and then it looked like it was over again, and then it came with more. I'm like, God damn it, just fucking end it all at once and maybe do something after the credits, and then that's it. No.
It's a Japanese game. That's not how they roll.
I know this, but at the same
Just
token, I thought
stack
maybe,
it
you
up.
know, they'd change their mind. But obviously I was wrong. But no, I didn't hate the ending. It was just so long.
Where does it rank on your Final Fantasy games of?
I'd have to say it's like probably my top 5 for sure. Top 5. Only considering I've played maybe 6.
Which one did you not like?
Wait, yeah, what's at the bottom of the Final Fantasy pile?
Yeah.
Lightning Returns. 13-3.
Oh yeah, the
13-3.
That
is
one was
just-
god awful. I turned it off after playing like
what were
maybe
they
an hour.
thinking?
That one was horrible. Like if they made it more user friendly, like finding your destinations, that game could have been really
it
good.
sounded better than 10-2. Wasn't that just dancing and different
Yeah.
outfits
Yeah, I
for
love
different
the
dance
10-2.
moves?
Don't talk.
Oh,
trash
come
to-
on.
That opening song and the girls and the.
It's really cute,
The,
right?
the
It's
CG is
cos-
super
it's
adorable.
girl
Yeah,
power.
but
Yeah.
no.
But no, I didn't. I almost forgot about that game. I guess that one's Lightning Returns is right above 10-2. Not
All
too
right.
far.
I'll give you that.
Well, congratulations, Aaron.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now you can give it back to Ian,
Yeah.
and he might play it again.
Someday.
Someday.
Yeah, I'll play with you.
3 days from never.
Well, I started it. I don't know. I just lost interest in it. I don't know.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that recently they separated Final Fantasy 15 Comrades, which is the online portion that you can do multiplayer. They separated that from the game.
You
and
don't
made
need
it like its own
to play it
entity.
then.
Yeah, I believe you can buy it separately.
Cool.
And there was actually like a 1.7 gig update recently, so they're
Wow.
still updating it.
Dang. That's impressive.
It's just it's like a fun game that I'm interested in, but there's so many quirky things that I just don't want to deal with. Like I don't want to deal with the traveling of the car and the fooding and the sleeping. It's like I just want to bust and but it kind of makes you to do things and it's I don't want to do this.
Are you playing as the boy band the whole game?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You get Sid though, right? Sid's
No,
No.
no.
No,
No.
He's
Sid.
just your auto mechanic hottie.
that's Sid's
Yeah.
daughter.
Oh.
That's the daughter, and she just she upgrades your car and gives you quests.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Shows off her
it's great.
boobs.
Yeah.
The cosplay's better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talking about
Sure.
boobs. Far Cry New Dawn.
Hey, I got some notes.
No.
So to prove that I actually do play Far Cry and not just have the roommate do all the trophies, I actually did stream for about 15 minutes, and I was mauled by a cougar that I shot. Not only shot with a shotgun and a buzzsaw crossbow multiple times.
Well, which one of the roommates plays Far Cry?
Josh.
Oh, okay.
He plays Far Cry. He played pretty much every Far Cry. He is 100% Far Cry. My other roommate is 100% Fallout. So that's why I titled my thing Fallout New Dawn.
I see.
So it's basically 20 years after Far Cry 5.
It's like a
And-
streamlined version of Far Cry
But
5 too.
I love that all the characters come back. Like characters who were like children are now full-grown adults, and then everyone's older. There's a thought that maybe the main character in the game is actually an accomplice character. He's this like genderless, masked character in the game, and we're thinking she is the main protagonist from Far Cry 5, which is really cool.
Interesting.
Joseph C. comes back with his like gibberish cult leader mumbo jumbo. There's some speeches that he had that I left the room, used the bathroom, made a sandwich, come back, and he's still just like the prophecy, the life of everlasting, and it goes on and on.
Yeah, I was watching Dave
Far Cry 5.
check Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
And there was one segment he was playing for a while, and yeah, that guy just wouldn't shut up.
Yeah. Just goes on and on. It's harder, but not in a sense that the game is actually harder. It's the sense that now Far Cry's always been just like pop pop. Like you shoot the enemy there, that's it. Like there's really not too much as far as like the combat goes. Now if they're wearing a bike helmet, it's like pop 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 pop, dodge, kick them, use your shotgun, use your sniper rifle. The damage level was super increased. It felt like Red Dead Redemption, that you're just driving your little Mad Max vehicle around, and you come across like 6 guys, and they all of a sudden start shooting you. It's not like Red Dead Redemption, the bounty hunters who go crazy, but it's pretty close. They will definitely chase you to the ends of the earth just to get you. Fast travel has to be earned. I don't like that. Especially when the map is so large that you spend about 20 minutes going from one end of the map to the other.
That just sounds horrible.
Hijacking. Yeah,
It couldn't be worse than Red Dead.
yeah. Fast travel
And
used
fast
to
travel.
be just you
And did-
get it.
did
and now
any-
you have to earn it or buy a perk.
Was that like in Far Cry 5 though? I mean, these games are
Yeah.
pretty similar, right?
Very similar.
Except this one's like a more streamlined version of that other 5, basically.
They basically made every area a paintball arena. Like everything's painted pink. The menu's pink.
Right.
I compare this to Blood Dragon, where Blood Dragon like went a different route with it,
Right.
and they went retro, and it had like neon and cool theme. This one just kind of
So Rage 2 really has nothing to fear over this game. It's just Rage 2's the new the shooter coming out
No.
in May with the neon pink
Yeah,
crazy.
it looks
Yeah.
really cool.
the reason New
Sounds-
Dawn
looks
is not
cool.
a full price game is because
It's
it's just
small.
like a continuing story. It
Right.
might as well have just been a DLC for Far Cry 5.
Right. I think maybe it probably started out that way and they
Yeah.
just probably I do have a Josh is mainly playing the game though, right? Like he's more into this. Does
Yeah.
he prefer 5 or this one? Like this?
5. I think he always talks about 3 being like the best of the Far Cry series, where 4 and 5 just kind of took the engine and rolled with it
Right.
and threw a story. And like Joseph Seed, the main crazy cult leader guy, he's basically a returning character. You want him to die. And like I screenshot the part where you actually get to talk to him face to face, and I just started punching him, hoping like I could do like a time paradox, and no, he just gets back up and he's fine. The new protagonists, they're just twin sisters, Mickey and Lou, and they're just, I don't know, just badass, tough girls, and they're taking over the gang and the headhunters or whatever, the Highlanders, I forgot the name.
I wonder if Bill the Bard's still alive in that version of Montana.
Oh.
He'd be a sheep farmer.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of animals in this. It took on a bear, took on we compared to Fallout because there's skunks that attack you with like poison spray, which is basically radiation
Oh
in
jeez.
Fallout.
That's funny.
Wow, what a mess.
Took on a turkey. What I like is that the bow and arrow still holds as like the strongest weapon because you can do it from a distance. It's like sniper kills. You're not like alerted. People don't freak out. Like you bow and arrow someone, you're just like clean kill, and then you move your way through. So as soon as we got the bow and arrow, the game basically went like an easier route that way. But
Cool.
I don't know. It's
You guys gonna
it's more of a
you
challenge.
guys gonna finish it or no?
We're halfway through. Like
Halfway
the story went pretty quick, and you can mainline the story. Of course, just like every other Fallout, there's a trip balls scene where
You mean
you're
Far
just
Cry?
like, yeah.
Same thing.
Again, yeah.
Not the same thing.
Not the same thing. There's a trip balls scene. You're just walking around lighting candles and going through a weird trippy scene. But it was like 20 minutes long of just weird Joseph C. dialogue and stuff. So red box it, and I don't think it has that much replay value. It's more, like I said, it's a DLC.
All right.
It's a DLC for Fallout 5.
Well, from one Ubisoft game to another, Matt.
Division?
What's up?
Matt, you've been playing AC Odyssey DLC.
Yeah.
I have.
Did you beat it?
No. I
Oh.
just started it yesterday.
Just started it yesterday.
yeah.
Did you get the season pass or did you buy
Yeah,
all
I
of
did
them?
the season pass.
Oh man, so that means you're getting Assassin's Creed 3 free this month, right?
I think so.
I think it's this month. All right. So what do you think of it so far?
It's pretty good. The first blade's really different. You're not playing as the character with the first blade.
Right.
You're playing as you're the character you started out as,
Right.
either Alexios or Alexandra, but you're following all this new cult.
Yes, I have played the first chapter. I have not. They've since all the other 3 chapters are out already, but I have not gone back. I keep meaning to jump back in, but I'm playing all this other crap. There's too many video games in the world.
Yeah, there kind of are.
So what made you decide to finally? Because you have a lot of other games like Red Dead and you had God of War. Why not play those games and continue to play Assassin's Creed?
I kept trying to play God of War and I kept dying in the same spot, so I said, "Fuck it, I'm done."
And why not Red Dead? The
Not-
masterpiece,
Not
the
in
game
the
of the
mood.
year.
Not in the mood for it.
Matt
I-
hates both game
You
of the
mean
year.
someone's not in the mood
It is pretty dark and dreary.
for that game?
When I played the first Red Dead, I was kind of depressed, and this one I'm not right now, so I don't want to play it.
It was funny. I had this conversation with Justin a few days ago about Red Dead, and the guys want me to play it. I'm gonna stream it. He's like, "Don't do that. You're just gonna hate it." And it's like, and he's like, I like it, but I don't even like it. And it's like, and so I know you're gonna hate it. And it's like, well, I already told him I was gonna do it. And he's like, "Don't do it."
Do we need to get Arthur Morgan out here again?
Yeah.
We get Arthur Morgan.
I'll get to it. I mean, I just really haven't
I love
wanted to play it yet.
Yeah.
Is there any new games on your
No.
No, you're just content with your
Yeah.
with your
I-
never playing Red Dead and playing AC Odyssey.
I looked at the game section the other day at Walmart. There ain't nothing out there I want right now.
How many hours do you have in AC Odyssey?
I don't fucking know.
It tells
Too
you right in
many.
the beginning.
I don't look.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Have you platinumed it yet?
No.
Get on it, son.
Shut up.
It's
I didn't even
easy.
platinum the other one.
It's easy.
I like how diverse our podcast is, that Jared and I are just like, we have a bucket of games and we're always bouncing from game to game, whereas you guys
Yeah.
are pretty focused on like a single or like maybe 2 games.
I don't think that's true.
And then a wild card.
That is not
No.
true.
No, you played Odyssey
No.
from beginning to end, like straight up
Oh
platinum.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
no. I will play through a game
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah.
most part. But I mean, I play like, but during playing that game, I was playing a lot of other
Yeah.
games.
Like I'm Team Redbox. Like
Did we ever talk
whatever
about me
Redbox has, I'm
platinuming last
playing.
time?
I think
My,
you
get
did.
my first platinum.
You're Spider-Man. Yeah, we
Okay.
congratulated you on the
Okay.
last time we did congratulate you on.
You're,
Yeah.
Do you want more? Do you want more bravos?
No.
More
I
accolades?
don't even remember if we talked about it.
Yeah,
That's
we
why I'm
did.
asking
We
it.
did. We
the
did.
platinum.
The
Yeah,
first
and
one
we
I
made-
ever got.
We made fun of Aaron not being able to do it for you the time before that. Yeah. And now we got a couple racing games, and we'll start with Jared because he's
He likes those games.
rocking the Horizon Chase Turbo.
Yeah, I bought it.
Give it just share with
All right,
Matt.
Yeah, switch mics.
Just turn that one off.
All right, it's off. Yeah, Horizon Chase Turbo. Ian's talked about it a few times. He's played the hell out of it.
Top
and
Gear.
I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot harder than I anticipated.
Yeah, it ramps up pretty quick.
Like even on the second race, I think I even beat your timer. Was within a fraction of a second of your time. I'm still third place. I
Sounds
can't
like a challenge.
get first
Ouch.
place on that second race.
But didn't I get first place on that race?
I don't know. It doesn't show. It
On
just
mine,
shows,
on
it
mine.
just shows that you have the better time than me.
Oh, okay. I did get first. I have first place on the first couple things, and then it gets hard. And even when you
Yeah.
start upgrading and you go back, it's still like Jesus. It's tough.
It's super hard, but yeah, it's really enjoyable. A lot of fun. It has collectibles on each level. You try and run over all the little blue coins, and if you get first place with all those, you get the best trophy. So I've gotten a couple of those, but progressing from this point on, I don't see me getting any more. But there's a lot of content in the game. There's a lot of different countries you can go to,
A lot of cars to unlock.
cars, yeah. So it's really fun, and I plan on playing a lot more of it. It's 4-player split screen, so that's really great. We did 2-player split screen at Ian's place once.
We
I
did,
think.
yeah. And I mean,
Yeah,
I
it was
have
a lot of
Switch
fun.
Online. I feel like I could jump in on.
I don't have it.
I don't either. I went with
I canceled mine.
7-day trial recently, so
Oh,
I
yeah,
gotta play
that's-
some
that's
other
within.
things. Yeah, I played some other NES classic games from
Tetris
the
99.
library. I played one round of Tetris 99, which
baby.
I got to 23rd place on that one round.
Wow.
That's solid for a
Yeah,
first time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
so-
best was
Yeah.
like 78th place.
Oh, damn.
I was like,
99.
nope, I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played one round. I got 23rd. I'm like, yeah, I'm out. I'm good. And then I went on and played some Link's Adventure. So, yeah.
I like the interface of that too. It's just a clean, nice menu. I feel like, I mean, we come back a year from now, that library is going to be like 100 games. Like they release 4 a month, if not like the special editions and stuff.
They just need to add an option to remove their HUD. So it's like you press plus and minus to do this,
Mhm.
press L and R to do this, and all that needs to go away when you're playing
Yeah.
a game.
Yeah, full screen it.
And then the other racing game, I am fucking balls deep in GT Sport, and this game is gonna make a run for probably my top 5 game of the year. I feel so awful that I didn't play this game at launch, and playing it now, just how robust this game is, and new systems I didn't even know existed in the could exist in a Gran Turismo game. Is pretty nuts. Like they have like this fuel. You can lean out or power. So like if you're like in like a endurance race and you're running low on gas and you only have like 2 laps left, you can lean out your gas so like you have less horsepower, so you can last the track longer. do more laps. I don't know. There's a bunch of crazy stuff. But I've really gotten, because Bill also bought it at the same time, so we've been kind of going back and forth a little bit. And so he started doing all the beginning school challenges, and he was getting all gold. And so then that prompted me to start doing it. But not only do it, but then beat all his times. So I got done of I got gold in all the school stuff, all the beginner school, intermediate school, and now I've moved on to the mission challenges, and I've been gold in those. Have gotten progressively more difficult. And then after that, I have like course challenges, but and that's just it's just very fun. I miss playing Gran Turismo. I guess is ultimately what it came down to, and I spent a lot of time racing. And there's dailies. You do your little daily thing, and you win a car. So there's lots of cars. Even though there's only a limited amount of cars, there's still other cars you can't buy that you can earn different ways that aren't in the listed in the game. So it's really smart the way they've kind of have prize cars you can buy, cars you can earn. It's just kind of cool.
So it might have been a good idea that you waited because all this additional content. I'm sure some of the
Maybe-
stuff you're tapping into is a lot of the newer stuff they've added.
But they just had patched it just
Yeah.
like last week or something too. So I mean they keep adding stuff to it, but like the single player thing was only like a month after they launched anyway, so it
Yeah.
wasn't like it was
Every podcast has
Yeah.
at least one or two spills.
I've only done a couple online races, and I know that's kind of what they were pushing for. But it's interesting too how like it's all like FIA certified, and you can I don't know. It's really impressive, and I'm constantly impressed by the game. So GT Sport, if you
Didn't
and it's
they-
super cheap.
Didn't they just have like a big championship
Yeah.
this last weekend?
Yeah. And you can watch all that stuff. So like
Yeah.
everything is like has channels, and you can like click on it, and then they'll stream it live strictly right straight through the Gran Turismo HUD. And the HUD's really cool because it pops up, and then it's there, and you're using it. And then if you're not using it, the HUD goes away, and it just goes into wallpaper car mode.
That's
And then
cool.
the photo mode is the most ridiculous photo mode I have ever seen in a game, by far. And not only that, but when you place your car in like a real world photograph, it looks like it actually fits in the photograph.
Awesome.
And you keep, I don't know, crazy level of detail. I mean, there's literally times you're seeing this like, is that real? That's not real.
So
There used to be times in like older games that you could kind of tell it's like it's a fake car, even, but it's
yeah.
It's
Are you
ridiculous.
spending more time in that photo mode than you did in Assassin's Creed Odyssey?
Not yet. No, overall, no, because I spent I played what 100 and some odd hours.
you posted a lot of pictures
Oh,
from
you
You
there.
really did.
And then there's this other thing within Gran Turismo. So I did play the first Project Cars, and Project Cars is this fake like social network thing in the game where like it fakely posts like, oh, congratulations on the race, blah blah blah, good, la la la.
Yeah.
Well, Gran Turismo actually has an actual social network thing in the game. And so all the people, like when you post something, the players can see it, and then they'll post stuff, and they'll like. So I posted photos, and then other people see them, they like them, and say, "Oh, it's cool," or they like it's kind of crazy. So
Yeah,
I don't
right
know.
on.
It's
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
kind of blew me away. So it's like you can buy the game for $20 right now, and it's worth way more than $20. So anyway,
It can only get cheaper from there because that's its normal price.
Yeah. So yeah, Gran Turismo Sport. Let's do some games as a service, because we love games as a service. And for some reason, I don't understand why. Scott? Why'd you get Division 2? I thought you didn't like the beta.
There was a free
He changed his
Redbox
mind.
rental.
Just because.
But only that game could be free.
Yeah, it was seriously a
Huh,
Redbox
I
deal.
wonder
that
why.
Division
Oh.
3 is a free rental. I'm not gonna turn
Oh,
down.
okay. All right. That makes sense. I was like, I
Unfortunately,
thought you
did
get
you
a free, I
play?
thought like you get a free rental and you could pick a game.
Mm-mm.
No. Oh,
We
that
do get a
sucked.
birthday free rental, but
What?
I returned it late, so I had to rent it another night.
Oh.
9:03. Like I went out with my friend to Firefest, and we came back, and it was 9:03. I'm like, I guess we got Division 2 for another night. So that's why
Sorry.
we did the Far Cry New Dawn and Division.
I see.
I was ridiculed, man. I don't play microphone online that much. I got Jared's mic for the PS4 now, and they were just insulting me. There's like, oh, it's your first time playing shoot 'em up. Like I died.
Sounds like
surprised.
you're
I was
an
playing
Xbox
hard
fan.
mode. They're just like, it's like, don't say we never did anything for you. I'm like, God, dude,
Yeah,
I'm
what?
just getting insulted by these Division 2 hardcore players
Oh, yeah.
who had like, basically like paid for all their like skins and all these other things. I'm like, I'm not this dedicated. Like, this is a Redbox rental. I could care less. I'm gonna return it. after just playing this round and getting some trophies from sliding on car hoods. It's called TV Cop.
Huh.
Yeah.
Little
Nice.
trophy.
Funny.
So I spent maybe 15 minutes into that game, and just like it's not that different. It's not that great. I didn't have fun with it. I didn't like the you just spray enemies. That's you spray bullets.
And there's
Move to the next
sponges.
round, yeah.
And yeah, it's just
There's nothing unique about it. I don't know why it's getting high allocated. It's getting super
because
good
it's not
reviews.
broken.
Yeah. It's the first one of its type that got released not broken.
It's like, oh, it's working. We
Yeah.
can play it.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
I just thought it was more of the same with the first one, and it's
It is.
like I don't care about this. Anyway.
No, I do not care for if it wasn't free, I wouldn't even bother.
And moving on to the other game of the service, but is still completely
More
broken.
Ubisoft?
No, Anthem.
Hey.
Okay, Anthem.
Blizzard's Anthem. I've
It's
been playing pretty consecutively with Jared the last 3 nights.
It's a broken game that's fun enough to keep playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a game that doesn't drop any loot, but I keep playing it.
Yeah, I finally got my rare javelin, so that's nice. Level 28 now.
I'm at Masterwork.
Slowly
Nice.
climbing. I got 2 Masterwork weapons so far, so I'm collecting stuff.
Yeah. I'm at Masterwork, Javelin, and I played all weekend and could not get a legendary to drop to save my life. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, yeah. I was playing, talking with a couple of my friends, and they finally got one. I think they are higher level than you.
Yeah, they are. That's
Yeah.
because they have legendary.
Well,
The only
they,
w-
they
the only-
just got legendary.
That's the only way you can get legendary
Yeah.
to get that high level because
Jeez.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'm at 648. That's the point at which you turn into Masterwork, and I'm just stuck where I need a legendary to go up any higher.
Yeah, watch the next update. It'll be like, oh, yeah, less requirements. Here you go, legendary.
Yeah, I hope. I don't know. Well, I would like some new content at this point. I mean, I've been grinding the strongholds and the free play, and it's just I could use something new.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a ton of content there post game.
It's very vanilla Destiny 1.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
but
I'm going around in circles on the moon.
it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. So I'm excited to see what they bring and
Yeah.
how they bring it. So we'll see.
Good.
It's a little more stable, but there's still glitchy shit that happens, and it's annoying.
Oh yeah, I got the blue screen a couple times, but it hasn't done a hard crash on my system since the last patch. So I think they mostly finished or fixed that part of it.
And then we'll do a little indie out here. Scott again. The World Next Door.
World Next Door. Oh, did my mic just switch to the opposite side?
No, you're good.
Ah,
think
You must have put your headphones on backwards.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he
I
did.
can heal my other ear. Cool.
Let's break this one in.
Totally did.
So I got a review embargo that I can't talk
Oh, we
beyond-
can't. NDA'd.
beyond the demo.
NDA'd.
But I can talk about like the demo. So this is a big thing for me. So
Oh.
I name dropped Couch Co-op, and they were
yeah,
pretty
right.
happy to
You
see.
were friends.
Yeah. But thank you Rose City Games for letting me have a early review.
Is that RoseCityGames.com?
I think so.
Is
Yeah,
that at Rose City Games on Twitter?
WorldNextDoor.com for
Oh.
sure.
The World Next Door.
It's a great game so far. I will fully review it next week.
We'll get our 1,000 listeners to go out there.
Yeah.
Hunt it down.
I think this is gonna hit big. I mean, the art's good, the music's good. They got Viz backing them. They're actually doing.
Oh.
They have a pre-game comic that you can read to like get into the story and stuff.
I like that kind of stuff.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
like the
Yeah.
pre-game is already building enough hype. They're taking it to PAX East. They were at PAX South, also representing the Game Developers Conference. Yeah,
this
it's
past.
just
Yeah.
it's getting hype. It's getting a lot of notice. I'm really excited to see where our local sourced games are going.
So is it done or is it still in beta?
Like what I'm playing now is basically everything but like the polished little tinkering of like damage and stuff like that. So yeah, it's complete.
Do they have a date, a release
26th or 29th. One of those two. I think
of this month? Or
Yeah.
next month.
Soon.
yeah, this week. So
Okay.
next Monday I will fully review it.
By now.
And it's Steam only
Steam and Switch.
and Switch.
$15 on Switch. So it's not. I believe they said the full game is maybe 6 to 8 hours. So it's not a massive game, but there's enough content in it that you'll maybe play a second time or something. I'm maybe an hour into it.
And what kind of game is it again?
Mostly dialogue, but when you go into certain areas, it's puzzle. So it's kind of matching up gems. Like it'll be 4 green squares, but they'll be scattered. So you have to pull the green squares to attack. Meanwhile, you're being attacked by the enemy. parallel worlds, and like just really care a lot of care into the dialogue. Like the dialogue's really catchy. I mean, you're checking your cell phone in the game, so it's kind of like teen style. I don't know. Next week I will fully review it.
How many people are working on this game? Do you know?
I don't know.
Like how big their
They,
team
they
is?
actually released the press kit,
Okay.
which tells me all these like
Oh.
crazy facts. Like it's really interesting that you get like all the detail of like the comic book artists and the voices and the music and the developer team behind it.
Cool.
Um,
Cool.
Yeah, I fully support it. Like I legit will buy this game anyway because I want to support them, and I mean it's a great game so far. So yeah, the Steam copy I will be playing throughout this week.
Cool.
We'll have a full review by next Monday.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love the term though, embargo. Like you are embargoed from saying anything about this or reviewing or streaming.
Or
But once that day hits,
it's
like,
like-
it's actually like 9 a.m. on the 29th. I can do whatever I want.
it's like how they say on other podcasts, the embargo has lifted, and we can now.
Ah.
Will be even greater is if you get them on the show for us.
For sure. Yeah, it'd be cool to have
Yeah.
even one person.
Yeah,
from
one of
my
them,
team
one of
would be
them,
really
yeah.
cool to talk. If anything, talk about the process of
Mm-hmm.
how do you make an indie dev game and not go just like small or whatever. Like they went hard with this. Like they got Viz. Viz does like all this anime. So for them to like team up with them, that's a huge boost already.
Just to have a little bit of insight on the indie developer culture in Portland would be interesting on its
Yeah.
own.
Yeah, for sure.
Because nobody ever talks about it.
Cool. On my side, I'm still playing Ape Out. It's my wind down at night game, and I on the third album. I'm not gonna ruin this setting. I've talked about the other
the
two
music.
settings. I don't really want to ruin. I don't want to keep spoiling other things. You guys will have to play this game at some point. But
Yeah.
the game is super awesome, and it was like, oh wow, this is super cool. Where this one, I feel like you. Yeah, I don't want to ruin anything, but it's still super engaging. I'm still playing it. Hopefully, I mean, I'll probably have.
It's weird. Devolver made that space game in the State of Play, which looks nothing like any of their indie titles.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little more finances.
Devolver's
put
done a
behind
lot
that
of
one.
things. I mean, like that Absolver fighting game that was released by Devolver. So they sometimes they had little higher brow stuff, and then sometimes they really gritty indie stuff. But yeah, Ape Out's really awesome. I'll probably have it beat in a couple more months. I don't play it super fast. I just kind of depending on how awake I am in bed. And then we're gonna do a little Japan recap. Mega Man 11. Okay, Scott, Aaron, talk at the same time. Mega Man 11, Kingdom Hearts 3. Have you beat him yet?
No.
That's all I really have.
No, come on. You got another question. Like,
You got something?
did I beat the Frozen character? Yes.
Did you beat the Frozen
I beat
character?
the Frozen stage. Did you beat the Frozen stage?
Yes.
Mega Man?
Yes, I
Yes.
did.
Ah,
Frostman.
All right. Now we're on the same page here.
I'm the Elsa
Wait,
and Anna and Sven and
You guys are just
Olaf.
how much longer is it gonna take you guys to beat this game? These games?
Probably by this week.
Ask me later. I'm on Dr. Wiley's castle right now.
Whoever
so
beats the
it's gonna
game
be a while.
first gets a. I'll buy you a beer.
Oh.
Go hold on.
Well, all right. Well,
Hey.
all right.
I'll buy you like a 40.
Oh man, you can get you some Mickeys, Aaron.
I'm looking forward to
You
sitting
have
on
to
a
finish it
super
by,
eating it.
by one single episode.
well.
Nick and Katina from Dialogue Tree, they were playing it basically the same speed as me. We all agreed the Frozen stage is the worst part of the game. And once you get beyond that, everything's like fun and Kingdom Heartsy and stuff. But she spent the entirety of Sunday playing it. Went from the Jack Sparrow Pirates Caribbean stage all the way to the end of the game in a single sitting. She beat
Jeez.
Kingdom Hearts
Nice.
3.
Oh, that's funny.
So I need
Nice.
to basically just bum rush it.
Do you
from
think the
there.
Frozen thing was like a last minute they shoehorned into the
No,
game?
The
They
problem
probably
is
they-
that
They
a
probably
lot of
had
people
to.
who are playing in Kingdom Hearts have seen Frozen. The game plays the whole song, like the entirety of Do You Want to Build a Snowman, Let It Go. It's,
Oh,
it's like
boy.
you're watching the movie.
Yeah.
Now, Kingdom
They
Hearts has never
spent
done
all their
this,
money
though,
animating all that stuff and
Yeah.
didn't add anything fun to it.
and didn't pay for the watermark on that one clip. Yeah.
Yeah, funny.
So it's something new that Kingdom Hearts is now just straight up playing the entire movie and not just basically assuming you've already seen it. Like Aladdin and the Hercules in the past, you just basically dabble in there. They already
That was
assume you've
fun,
watched
though.
it. Yeah. But now we're just basically watching a movie. There's so much
Oh.
cinematic that it's just takes
Yeah,
over
that's
the
kind
game.
of annoying. That must have been a
Boo.
Disney requirement.
So Frozen,
guys-
Frozen is thankfully over. I will now be continuing to play the game
Yeah,
at a normal pace.
congratulations.
Good.
You guys
stuff.
beat your Japanese games. Get them done.
Uh,
I want them
uh,
off. I want them off the list.
Aaron just beat a
50.
Japanese game.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 15 is
No,
so
but
Japanese.
Mega Man 11 has been on there forever. Before that was on there even before Final Fantasy.
That was
like
really
David Big
that game was
Bang.
hard. I've always broke my Switch like 5 separate times because of that goddamn game.
King Dave had
Aw.
Cabela's for like 2 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was one of his challenges.
It was one of his challenges, so it could only have been a year,
yeah.
if that. All right, let's wrap up with some couch co-optionals. Who wants to go first?
I will. I watched the movie Christopher Robin. That movie was actually really good. It was a kind of a feel-good movie. I dug it a lot.
Just out on Netflix.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I recommend it to anybody who
It looks super cute.
it was very like poo-ish, if that makes any
Very
sense.
pooish.
Well,
Poo.
well, it's like, it's Christopher Robin as an adult. He's all like Grinch and all doom and gloom. and
Don't
the poo-
spoil it.
It's fucking Winnie the Pooh grown up. Point is, it's a good movie. Just go see it, or just go sit down and watch it. It's definitely a good movie. You will get the feels at points.
Sweet. Scott?
So I have several categories, but this time
Oh
I
my
actually
God.
did do all these things. First of all, Taco Bell came out with a steak
Oh my God.
rattlesnake fries.
I did see your
burrito.
photo. I did see your photo of this.
That actually looks really good.
It's great. It's pickled jalapenos in a
Mm.
burrito and stuff like that. So
That sounds good.
start with that, and then you should watch Love, Death plus Robots. Driving.
Oh,
through
right,
Portland, I
right.
saw all these advertisements, all these
Yeah, in the
billboards that were
movies.
very vague about this like X robot heart.
Right.
And
They played trailers for it in front of in the movie theater I was in.
yeah,
They were playing it.
I did not. I went in blind. Not
I
knowing
meant
what
to watch
expect.
that, and because it came out like on the 15th or something, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
I
short
forgot.
episodes. Some are like 11 minutes long, and it brings me back to kind of Animatrix, where it's just
Mhm.
like really, really, really good CGI. Short stories, you don't have to like really get too much into it. Some are really violent, some are really like dark, and then there's like a funny episode just to kind of break it up. So I've only seen 3 so far, but every single friend of mine that was just like, you need to see this, you need to see this, just watch this. So my car had an EPC error, electronic power control error, so I was forced to stay at home this weekend and not go out.
Boo.
Fucking
Warehouse
German
party till
engineering.
4 a.m. So my car is still in the shop. Thanks for Aaron taking me here.
Yo.
And yeah, I stayed home and played video game and watched movies. So
Cool.
I also saw Us,
Us.
the new Jordan Peele movie. Super freaky. Don't expect the plot twist that you got from Get Out. It's more just straight up like weird creepiness. But it's also like it's got a lot of humor in it. And I was telling Aaron on the way here, if it wasn't for the comedy, it would be extremely disturbing and just like uncomfortable to watch. So they, like throw in little like references and I got 5 on it just to like chill you out and to kind of enjoy the movie while also being like scared at the intense build up and craziness.
Cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I think I had one more thing.
Go to you.
Oh, the hat. This hat is from Level
Oh,
Brewing. Had an
Good
event
beer,
and
by
they
the way.
teamed up with Ground Control, so they have a beer.
I
a
had
hoppy
that. It's
beer.
really good. It's
It's,
called your I Got Next.
I got next. It's a black can with the little
Asteroids.
Space Invader.
No, Space Invaders, you're right.
That's
yeah,
cool.
Asteroids logo, and they had a contest where they gave away T-shirts, hats, stickers.
Oh, god damn
All you
it.
had to do was play like an NES game. Like my challenge was to get a perfect on the challenge stage in Galaga.
Oh,
Got
that
it.
sounds
Easy,
rough.
done.
Oh.
Hat. Other people had to do like Bubble Bobble, get to level 7 in like 2 minutes. But everyone was
We're losing you.
all right. Tag out. Yeah, so it was a great contest. My friend Ashley from the Northwest's podcast also showed up. They're always talking about Level Beer, but I love that Level Beer is just like they're gamers and they love gaming and they have Mario Brothers on their cans.
Yes.
They're partnering with the right team. Like they're going somewhere, and
They're
yeah,
delicious. That's all I'm gonna
yeah,
say.
and their beers are super good.
Cool.
Cheers on.
Jared, what do you got?
So I love the How to Train Your Dragon series. No, I haven't seen the 3rd movie yet, but Netflix has a couple of series that DreamWorks did. There's 2 different ones, and I watched those with my daughter, and I really thought they were good. They're well done.
Sweet. Matt, do you have anything you'd like to recommend?
I watched Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, yes.
That was a very fun movie. Really well done. The art in it, it's
Oscar award winning. Academy
I
Award
know.
winning.
It did.
I know.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, I have been meaning to see it. I haven't gotten a chance.
You're not borrowing it.
Oh, okay, fine. Jesus.
I just got it.
No, that's fine. I didn't even wasn't gonna ask. I wouldn't. I didn't even want to. I'm not even going.
fine,
I don't
you're
even
not
like
going to.
I don't even like movies.
Yeah. No, not you. Never. No.
No, I liked it. Was really good. The story was great. The character development was really hilarious.
And visuals just be awesome. Huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
It was one of the best I've seen in a long time.
Best Spider-Man movie of all time.
It's up there.
It's up there.
It's up there.
Wow.
Yeah.
What would
Homecoming.
Homecoming? Oh,
That
really?
was really
Okay.
good.
All right.
I love Homecoming.
All right. I'm going.
The end credits was extremely funny. The post credits throws
Yeah.
old school Spider-Man.
I'm just gonna. I've started slowly reading comic books again. And
Welcome back to the fold.
Welcome back to the fold. And so I'm going to recommend Savage Dragon.
Oh.
Of course you are.
One of my favorite, longest running comics. Not quite at 300 yet, but it's I don't know what to say. It's just weird. It's funny because I don't want to spoil it. No one's gonna read Savage Dragon, really.
Nobody's gonna read
No
it.
one's gonna read Savage Dragon.
So you can
But
spoil
I
it.
love Savage Dragon, and I think it's really awesome. And it's cool how like the original Savage Dragon is long gone, and it's the son that's taken over, and how the whole story's how it's completely shifted from where it used to be. It's not like a lot of the comic books that are basically the same thing, and they just try and reinvent the character again, but then stick them in the same place again. And this is like they've moved on from the original Savage Dragon long ago, and it's all totally different. And I just really like that and how kind of crazy and off the wall it is, and it's what I like about comic books, and it's one of the reasons I got back into comic books. So
Took you fucking long enough.
I also kind of enjoy the new Marvel Comics Presents, though it's a little too expensive, but it's pretty good.
All Marvel comics are expensive.
Yeah, but the Marvel Comics Presents is like a special one, so it's like the extra $1. Ugh.
Oh, it's like $5.99 instead of $4.99.
Or something like that. I don't know. It's kind of like, anyway, doesn't matter. Next week.
Next week.
Next week.
Actually, next week it'll be a shorty. Because we're just going to do regular game night next week.
April Fools.
No. But maybe. But no.
Oh, it is. It's a Monday night.
It is an April Fool's.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
But the show doesn't, yeah.
You should do fake news.
I should do fake
and,
news.
Fake news, everyone. Do fake news.
Fake news. We're playing games all day.
Yeah. I did that to waste time so I can get up here again. I just want to remind you that, go to rockheartclothing.com. You can save 15% if you use the promo code Couch Co-op, no hyphen. Remember to enter the prize pack giveaway. Follow us on our social media accounts, any of them, at Couch Co-op shows, at Couch Co-op.
We ship internationally.
At Couch Co-op shows, no hyphen. That's Twitter, that's Facebook, that's Instagram. That's you know what, you could follow us on Twitch, and you could just use the hashtag in the chat, and I would fucking consider it at this point.
Yeah.
But no N is in the chat. And we'll announce that winner when Dave comes back on April 8th. By the way, Dave is coming back on April 8th. So that's good news. So 2 weeks. All right. Let's get out of here. I want to thank you all for listening and remind you that you can leave feedback on Twitbook, Instaface, and Gramter at Couch Co-op Shows. Remember,
We're no hyphen.
also try following us. I threw you off, or I threw you off, or I fucked up. Also try following us on twitch.tv/The Couch Co-op Show, where we are going to start playing some. We're going to start streaming a lot of video
100
games,
hours.
100 hours. But you can also watch our show every Monday night, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Remember, you can find our podcast wherever they're sold: iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Radio Public, Spotify. You can subscribe, leave a comment. That's all great stuff for us. We've been having a really stellar first part of the year, and the more you guys support us, it's wonderful. I'm kind of vamping right now just because I forget to address the audience and say thank you. So thank you guys for supporting us and
Very
subscribing
much.
to us. It's
Thank
really
you.
awesome.
800 listeners.
Our numbers are I think we might be higher than that because Spotify's numbers are separate, but I can't quite quantify that, so I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to thank Jared,
Of course.
Aaron,
Yes.
Scott,
Always here.
and Matt for having us at his house, his apartment.
I'm here every now and then.
every now and then. For Couch Co-op, I'm Ian, reminding you to please be excellent to each other.
Wild
Stallions.